Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Yahweh, Bahashil, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Dash. All praises, honor, glory, love, respect, faith, and power, and trust, and all credit to my heavenly Father Yahweh and my heavenly big brother Yahweh Shah. Thank you so much for what you've done, what you're doing, what you're going to do. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of GMS, Great Millstone, who I learned from, and all the men scattered all over the world teaching His truth and none but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Shema Shah, trying to put a spiritual bug in you Hebrew Israelites' ears, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and you speckled birds. And what is a speckled bird? That be a Hebrew Israelite that look like some of the heathen nations, like for example, a Hebrew Israelite that look like a so-called white person, so-called Chinese person, etc., etc. I got some videos lined up related to digital ID. Pretty much the mark of the beast. I'm gonna play these videos. I'm gonna get into the scripture my best ability. Say whatever I gotta say through spirit and power. Yahweh Shema Shah, the Holy Spirit, the Kurah Dash. Lord willing, be on me. Let's get it.
Australians are happy to tap and go. Now the government wants them to tap and show.
What we want to do is make life easier, allow your credentials to be at your fingertips and keep your personal...
Yeah, make it all convenient. That's what it's all about, convenience. Shit.
information safer.
A digital ID called TEX linked to MyGov, removing the need to hand over passports, driver's licences, birth certificates for companies to store and too often lose to hackers.
The Optus incident, one of the first on a large scale, showed why we have to do things differently.
The information will be heavily encrypted, so no sensitive data is shared or stored, using a QR code and a simple tap to verify ID for hotel
Soon it'll be a chip implant, a microchip implant.
bookings, hiring cars, signing up for phones and more.
This is really a game changer in putting citizens at the centre of their identity management.
The digital ID rebellion, why millions of Australians are rejecting the new system. They promise you total convenience, but the hidden cost is the total end of privacy. Sounds dramatic, doesn't it? A bit like saying a sausage sizzle at Bunnings is the first step towards a socialist dictatorship. But here's the thing. Across Australia, a growing number of people are asking a simple question. How much personal information am I willing to trade for convenience? Critics say it's the beginning of a future where privacy becomes optional. Today we're decoding Australia's digital ID laws, separating fact from fear, and asking whether Aussies are sleepwalking into a future they never voted for. So grab a coffee, grab a VB, and let's jump in. What is digital ID? First up, let's get one thing straight. Australia's digital ID system is now law. The Digital ID Act 2024 passed the federal parliament and established a national framework allowing people to verify who they are online using accredited digital ID providers. The official pitch. No more uploading your driver's license every 5 minutes. No more creating 17 passwords you'll immediately forget. No more waiting weeks for identity verification. The government says digital ID is secure, convenient, voluntary, and privacy protected. According to the Australian government's digital ID website, users can verify themselves online faster and avoid repeating sharing identity documents with different organisations. The system includes privacy and security requirements for accredited providers. Sounds pretty reasonable so far. And honestly, for many Australians, it probably is. But this is where things get interesting. The convenience trap. Let's talk about human psychology. Because convenience is one hell of a drug. Remember when we all said, I'll never be putting my credit card online? Now we've got apps ordering takeaway before we even decided what we're hungry for. Convenience changes behaviour every single time. Digital ID supporters argue that the system simply removes friction. Critics argue that removing friction often means increasing dependence. The question isn't whether digital ID is convenient. The question is, what are we all giving up in exchange? Because throughout history, privacy really disappeared all at once. It disappeared one convenience at a time. What does the law actually say? Now, let's be fair. A lot of scary claims online simply aren't true. Some people believe that the government can instantly access every digital ID profile whenever it wants. That's not what the legislation says. In fact, the Office of Australian Information Commissioner says that the digital ID legislation includes additional privacy protections beyond Australia's Privacy Act. The digital ID framework includes extra privacy safeguards, restrictions on data sharing, regulatory oversight, significant penalties for misuse. Interesting twist, official government guidance states that the law enforces access is actually restricted under the Digital ID Act except in special circumstances. That's important because it shows this debate isn't black and white. There are genuine privacy protections built into legislation. But having safeguards today doesn't automatically settle concerns about tomorrow. The real fear. Here's what many Australians are actually worried about. Not what digital ID is today, what it could become. History shows technology almost always expands. Nobody bought a smartphone thinking, one day this thing will know my location, spending habits, sleeping patterns, and political. History shows technology almost always expands. Nobody bought a smartphone thinking, one day this thing will know my location, spending habits, sleeping patterns, and political interests. Yet, here we are. Digital rights advocates argue that once identity systems become deeply integrated into government and commercial services, pressure can emerge to use them for additional purposes. Today is optional, tomorrow may not. Some legal experts have already noted debate around whether digital ID will remain genuinely voluntary if more services gradually begin requiring it. That's the concern driving much of the resistance. Not necessarily government conspiracy, but mission creep. The social scoring question. Now, let's tackle the elephant in the room. Social credit systems. There is currently no Australian social credit score. Let's be crystal clear. Ever. Many Australians look overseas and ask, what stops identity systems from eventually being connected to more and more behavioural data? That's not happening now, but people worry about the future governments, future policies, and future technologies. The concern isn't today's law, the concern is future amendments. Because every government promises restraint when including new powers. The real test comes years later. The data economy. Here's the reality nobody talks
That test be the hour of temptation.
about enough. Data has become the most valuable resource on Earth. More valuable than oil, more valuable than gold. Every time you click, scroll, buy, search, watch, someone is learning something about you. Digital ID systems exist in the same environment. Supporters argue that they actually reduce unnecessary data sharing because accredited providers verify information without repeating handling documents around. Critics argue centralization always creates attractive targets for hackers, governments, corporations, and bad actors. And honestly, both arguments have merit, which is why this debate matters. The bigger question. Maybe this isn't really about digital ID at all. Maybe it's about a much bigger question. What does privacy mean in 2026? Most Australians carrying a smartphone use social media, shop online, bank online, work online. We're already living highly digitised lives. The digital ID debate is forcing Australians to confront something uncomfortable. We have gradually become so accustomed to convenience that we've forgotten the value of autonomy. Because once privacy is gone, you don't get a refund. The digital ID debate isn't a battle between heroes and villains. It's a debate about trust. Trust in governments, trust in institutions, trust in technology, and trust in the future.
Yeah. And the person who's pushing all this digital ID shit is your enemy, Esau, so-called white man. But he ain't white, he's raising his baby dick sucking, foreskin eating Jewish faggot nigga named Amalek. And you shouldn't trust your enemy. Never trust thy enemy, for his iron wrestle souls his wickedness. Now, fam, let me go and get that. There's another one too I want to read. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy, for his iron wrestle soul is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. I'm telling you, oh, this chip is gonna be so convenient for you, and it's gonna be for your safety. Yeah, peace and safety. Again, when there is peace and safety, once you get the shit, then sudden destruction comes. Death, destruction, the nukes. Though he humble himself, go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Where the other one there? That ain't it. Oh. Psalm chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth are smoother than butter. They're going to be trying all kind of ways to get people on board with this chip implant. Yep. Yeah, they're going to be giving you benefits and shit. Of course, they're going to be talking like, say, the words of his mouth are smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. That's the plan. He tell you all this bullshit, but really, he want to kill you, destroy you, brand you as his digital bitch. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawing swords. If you don't do what they say, man, they gonna kill you anyway. You better off just die and not accepting the chip. And hey, but you gotta build your spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh Shema Shah first.
Some Australians will happily adopt digital ID. Others will reject
Put your trust in Yahweh Shema Shah.
it completely. Both sides deserve to be heard because freedom isn't about everyone making the same choice. Freedom is having the right to choose in the first place. The most important question isn't, do you support digital ID? The real question is, how much privacy are you willing to trade for convenience? Because every generation inherits freedoms, but every generation also decides which freedoms it keeps. And if we're going to hand over more of our identity to the digital world, we should all do it with our eyes wide open. If you found this video valuable, hit like.
But first, last week on Outsiders, I mentioned the threat posed to your freedom, and more importantly, the terrifying threat posed to your children's and your grandchildren's future freedoms by a possible government-imposed digital ID. Here's digital ID opponent Whitney Webb warning that the WEF, the World Economic Forum, are desperate for public-private partnerships linked to digital IDs.
Essentially, what this public-private partnership that the WEF is pushing for is for every person's access to the internet to be tied to a digital ID or a government-issued ID, but presumably a digital ID just because of where government-issued ID programs are all going, essentially, around the world.
Now, many skeptics warn that a digital ID is the end of democracy as we know it and an irreversible step into a dystopian future of firstly no cash, just a digital currency controlled by governments, potentially leading to a Chinese...
Don't forget about the chip implant. Your true digital ID / digital wallet.
style social credit system.
It ain't gonna fuck a cell phone, fuck a car. No, it's gonna be a chip implant.
Where
Microchip implant.
government has the ability to control and restrict every single aspect of your lives, from where you go, how you travel, your healthcare, what you eat, control over your spending habits, a veto over your job prospects, and so on.
Well, I didn't expect our last digital ID video to spark that much debate. Thousands of comments. And some of you said, frankly, someone's talking about this. Others reckon I should take the tinfoil hat off and enjoy a snag at Bunnings. Fair enough.
Hey, I guess the tinfoil hat wearing dude there, that's us.
Debate. Thousands of comments. And some of you said, frankly, someone's talking about this. Others reckon I should check the tinfoil.
Yeah, that'd be us right there, look. With the aliens, the spaceship, the chariots of the Lord. Beaming people up and blowing shit up. Yeah.
Tinfoil hat off and enjoy a snag at Bunnings. Fair enough. That's Australia. And if we can't argue respectfully over a meat pie, we've probably lost the plot. But after reading your comments, I realised something. The conversation isn't really about digital ID anymore. It's about something much bigger. It's about trust. Who do we trust with our identity? And who controls the rules tomorrow? And what happens when technology moves faster than the laws designed to protect us? So this isn't a repeat of our last video. I think of it as part 2. A deeper dive into the questions Australians and increasingly people around the world are beginning to ask. Because the story isn't just unfolding here, it's happening globally. So let's get into it. The world is building digital ID. If you think Australia is the only country exploring digital identity, think again. Nearly every developed nation is building some form of digital identity infrastructure. The European Union is introducing the European Digital ID Wallet.
It's not going to end up ending as a card, though. Especially not your cell phone. Like I said, it's going to be the chip implant, the microchip implant, the RFID, NFC microchip implant. That's going to end with
allowing citizens to store official documents digitally and access public and private services across member states. Singapore has operated SingPass for years, letting citizens access hundreds of government and commercial services through a single secure identity. Estonia, often called the world's most digitally advanced nation, has been using secure digital ID for over 2 decades, enabling everything from banking to voting online. Even the United Kingdom continues to expand its digital identity framework through certified providers. Notice something? Different countries, different governments, different political systems, they're all heading in a similar direction. That doesn't prove there's a global plan.
Yeah, slow, but they still moving with it, going from this country to that country. The chip implants, they're everywhere around the world, but they just ain't out there like boom, like billions of people got microchips. No, it's like thousands, something like that. But then you got Sweden, hell, they promote the chip implant, make it more convenient for it. They have parties, yep. They pop champagnes every time somebody get a microchip. They're like, yay, we're cyborgs, yay, do the robot, do.
It shows that digital identity is becoming part of how modern governments are thinking about public services. The question isn't whether digital ID is spreading, it clearly is. And the real question is, how far does it eventually go? Australians have heard this before. It's completely voluntary, it just makes things easier. Sometimes that's exactly what happens, and other times, technology evolves. Remember QR code chickens during COVID? Many Australians accepted them because there was a clear public health reason at the time. Most disappeared afterwards. Some digital systems stayed, some didn't. History teaches us something important. Technology really stands still. It grows, and sometimes for good reasons, sometimes because new opportunities appear. Privacy experts often refer this as function creep.
Alright, I ain't gonna play no more of this. Let's get to the next one. If you want to watch the rest of it, they go to the title of the video, they go to the channel. Matter of fact, I'm gonna subscribe because he talk about digital IDs.
This is the fake ad you see everywhere, right? But this is Ebony, a real game. Now I know what you're thinking.
The first sort of precise policy announcement, that said, it's not really an announcement of a new policy. It is the announcement that a previous policy from Keir Starmer is being binned off. And it's being binned off in quite a spiky way, reading the press release that's come from...
It's the new UK Prime Minister. Yeah. Come on, scrapping digital ID product. Nigga, please. Yeah, they gonna make it seem like he's scrapping it. And look what they're trying to do. In some videos they're talking about this guy here is aiming towards helping the people. Inflation and their struggles, their day struggles with cost of living. He's trying to tackle the cost of living crisis. Yeah. Never trust our enemy.
Andy Burnham's team, what they have said of the Digital ID programme is basically they're doing it because they want to redirect resources towards people's everyday priorities. They've called
I see it.
Called the scheme an expensive national government scheme and instead want to prioritise tangible improvements that people can see and feel, citing help with the cost of living as the priority there. So
now, if you want a damn, hey, you have problems with the cost of living and all that shit, one way is get the chip implant. Get they call it the digital ID shit. But anyway, get the chip implant. And you'll be able to have more extra benefits than ever than the other peasant. You have more food in your refrigerator. We'll give you discounts. And all that shit. That's what they'll try to say. We're a debt forgiveness program. Yay. Yeah.
They're essentially saying they can find better ways to spend this money, and I think are also casting this digital ID scheme as an example of the kind of centralised government that Andy Burnham wants to break up and move towards a more devolved, localised setup. It was only September last year that Keir Starmer actually unveiled this digital ID scheme. He said that he would want there to be compulsory digital ID for work when you get a job, and for that to be in place by the end of this Parliament in 2029. The reasoning behind it was that they said it would help crack down on illegal working, and that would lead to benefits around people coming into the country illegally to try and work in the shadow economy as well.
That's bullshit.
Met with a bit of a backlash. We've seen protests outside Labour conference and around the country, concerns over civil liberties, people concerned about whether there would be any kind of surveillance aspect to it and things like that, but also just concerns about whether it would be overly bureaucratic and whether it would actually work. Now, that all led to, in January this year, Keir Starmer basically watering the policy down. It was cast by some as a U-turn. They insisted it was just a sort of minor change, but it meant that the digital ID wouldn't be compulsory for job checks, that you would be allowed to use other forms of ID as well. So it had been dialed back already. Now, under under Andy Burnham as Prime Minister, it's going to be scrapped completely and the money sent elsewhere. How much money might that be? Well, it's difficult to put a number on it. The Office of Budget Responsibility tried and said that they thought the programme would cost £1.8 billion to bring in over 2 years. That figure, though, was disputed by the government. They said that they didn't recognise that number. So clearly it's going to save some money. I don't think you're talking about billions and billions of pounds. It's not going to be a game-changer amount of money that you could say plug the defence whole budget of £5 billion in one fell swoop, but it will save some. And also, we understand that actually Andy Burnham's government still does want to pursue lots of elements of the kind of digital government reforms, digital driving licences, new applications that the government wants to open up and run so people can store government documents securely on their phone as well. So some of the sort of point of digital ID is still going to be pursued, which leads...
Yes, they're not going to stop with that shit.
Me to believe actually part of this is about politics as well. It's about trying to signal a break from the past and trying to signal a move away from, I guess, what Andy Burnham's team would see as sort of opaque policies towards more tangible, short-term, instant benefits that people can kind of feel and touch and recognise in real time. There will be people that disagree with this, though, not least one Sir Tony Blair. His institute, and Tony Blair as a politician, has been a champion of digital ID for a very, very long time, right back from when he was Prime Minister. He sees it as not only a way to crack down on immigration issues, but also just a way of streamlining public services, of cracking down on welfare fraud as well. So I suppose the concern from probably people that back this scheme will be
welfare fraud. Those small hats, ain't they the biggest welfare fraudsters in the world, claiming to be the people that's in the Bible, but you giving them fucking welfare like crazy.
Is what Andy Burnham's doing, taking a short-term political decision to signal.
I'm pretty sure it ain't just America. I believe them small hats. Yeah, those small hats. They getting money from taxpayers over in the UK and probably anywhere else around the world.
A political break from the past and to free up more cash in the short term. But actually, could the consequence of this be that you're dispensing with a policy that might not do much in the short term?
All right. Anyway, next video.
I have a question for you. How many of you cannot stand the current development of AI and all these data centers, along with all the added challenges that we are facing in the world today? He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand.
Yeah, not on, in their right hand or in their foreheads. Yeah. Read King James Version. Now, you guys, all you gotta do, read King James. There are other Bible translations that say in. There's some that say on. But read King James and stick with in, not on. Because the mark of the beast is not going to be on your body. It's going to be in your body. And it's a chip implant. You see how they got these brain chips. And Elon Musk Neuralink is the most talked about one. But it's not all that. You got others in competition. So many different brands. It's coming from different countries. And they're going to be competing. But either way it goes, still the brain implant. Or, I mean, it's still the mark of the beast regardless.
And or on their foreheads. And that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. For nearly 2,000 years, people have debated the meaning of these words. How could a system exist where buying and selling becomes connected to identification? How could such a system reach everyone? How could people willingly participate? Because for most of human history...
Willingly? Well, most likely, it's not going to be all the way willingly. They gonna have to get people forced onto this shit. Cutting off electricity, the water, the food, making it dangerous. Hey, we got a safe zone where you can go to. It's too damn dangerous over here. Yeah, you can come over here and be safe. But you gotta get a chip implant. And we have food, water, warm beds, air conditioning if it's hot outside, or heating if it's cold outside. Come on in the home, inside with shelter. You're getting rained on. You're getting soaking wet. You about as soggy as a doggy. You don't know you're a dog. You're a soggy doggy. Come on in here and get this chip implant and get your fucking ass destroyed by the nuclear missiles.
This seemed impossible. But today, we live in a world where money is becoming digital, identity is becoming connected to technology, artificial intelligence is entering everyday systems, and participation in society increasingly depends on digital platforms. So how could humanity respond if a beast system slowly became part of everyday life? Because history reveals something interesting about human nature. people tend to resist.
She got like that typical Gen Z look. It's like, She's like, shit, she a damn gunner. She just she in another world.
This change until that change becomes normal.
This is my first time watching this video. This nigga got the little gray aliens.
When new systems are first introduced, people tend to experience uncertainty and concern. Over time, those concerns can lead to resistance as people question how these changes will affect their lives. Eventually, society adapts and technology becomes part of everyday life because people build their routines, businesses, and communities around these systems, and then dependence begins to form. When automobiles first became common, many people worried about their safety and the way they would change communities. Cars transformed transportation. They reshaped cities. They introduced new challenges. Today, automobiles are a central part of modern life for millions of people. Now, the internet followed a similar path, right? When it first entered into everyday life, many people had concerns about privacy, misinformation, the impact of online communication on human relationships. Over time, the internet became deeply connected to how people work, communicate, manage finances, access education, interact with the world. Smartphones also went through this process. When they became widespread, people were concerned about addiction, constant connectivity, surveillance, the effect of digital technology on personal relationships. Today, smartphones have become an important tool for communication, navigation, work, banking, accessing information, and many people now rely on them for basic parts of their daily lives. You see, the reason technology can become a normal part of life is simply because enough people, businesses, and institutions begin building their world around it. One of the strongest forces is convenience, right? Many of the systems that become part of everyday life gain acceptance because they offer solutions to problems people already experience. They promise to save time, simplify tasks, improve efficiency. In many cases, they make daily activities easier. Digital payments have made transactions faster and more convenient, allowing people to pay for goods and services without carrying cash. People accepted fingerprint and facial recognition because they were sold the idea that they could access devices and accounts more quickly while adding another layer of protection. AI assistants are designed to help people complete tasks faster, organize information, improve productivity, provide immediate access to knowledge. Digital identity systems are being developed to cause people to confirm who they are through digital platforms. There are a lot of people who hate these systems, but they still use them, right? As more systems become integrated into everyday routines, convenience can gradually turn into reliance. People begin to structure their lives around the tools and platforms they use every day. So at what point does a helpful technology become something people depend on so much that living without it becomes difficult? Many of the activities people rely on every day now require some form of digital access. Internet connections, online accounts, passwords, mobile applications, identity verification. Banking, shopping, communication, employment, education, and many government services have all become tied to digital platforms. When more parts of life depend on a connected digital infrastructure, how is access managed? Who makes decisions about the rules of the system? Who has authority over the technology that people rely on every day? AI introduces a new level of capability because it can analyze information, recognize patterns, make predictions, assist with decisions based on large amounts of data. You know, there are a lot of people who hate AI, and they absolutely...
Anyway, if you want to watch the rest of it, be my guest. They go to title, they go to channel. Yeah, they need AI infrastructure set up and AI for this whole B system to go 100%. And they need to be, and then they need the chip implants on people. Let me get to this next one. You got T.I. and this other dude. Hold on, let me slow the speed down.
We exposed abuse and sex.
The last item that I have is, I don't think it's been introduced to market or hasn't passed FDA, but I've been hearing a lot.
It passed FDA.
About it. The Neuralink.
The Neuralink?
The Neuralink.
I wouldn't let them put that in me. Hell to the no, brother. Nah. from a biblical standpoint, I'm gonna call that the mark of the beast.
Yeah.
Mark of the beast.
I was just testing you with that.
But from a physical standpoint, man, that's us. That's transhumanism, man. That's us merging ourselves with cyber. Yeah. But you know what's crazy? We already neural linked up through blue light.
What the fuck you talking about? I don't know about all that shit, but the mark of the beast is the chip implant. Fuck all that blue light shit. I mean, blue light specials. I don't know what the fuck is blue light. Anyway, well, hey, let's look up blue light. What is it? She dead. Hey, that ain't no accident. That's judgment. What is it? Blue light. Yeah, blue light specials. Blue light glasses. How did he say it was?
Look at the beast.
I was just testing you with that.
But from a physical standpoint, man, that's us. That's transhumanism, man. That's us merging ourselves with cyber. Yeah. But you know what's crazy? We already neural linked up through blue light because blue light is information. You can.
Blue light is information. Blue light is information. Let's see what that say. This guy here's a doctor. He called himself a doctor. Dr. Yaki. What is this? Biological information for your body. Oh, if that's what he talking about, how blue light affects the eyes. Yeah. Anyway, the mark of the beast is the chip implant. The one that goes in your right hand or your left hand or your feet or your butt cheeks, your titties, big titty, small titty, or man boobs, and most importantly in your forehead, which be actually the brain chip. Now, I know I'm talking about some blue light shit.
Put something in the information. When you look at light come from the sun. The sun will be the projector. Right?
Yeah, all that too deep shit, nigga. Stop getting tattoos, nigga, and cut your hair. You got them parasites are talking. Them parasites digging in his damn his brain and his skull. They got him saying some bugged out shit.
If you go to the movies right now and you look back at the projector, you don't know what's in that light.
It's a blue light.
It's a blue light, but you see all the information in it, but you can't make it out. Then once it hit this black screen, or what you'll call melanin, then it forms a picture.
Right.
If that TV
Anyway,
screen was off right now, it'd be completely black.
Right.
All the light will reflect in it, and from that we'll be able to see ourselves in that screen.
Right.
So this is information on a picture that tells you what you're looking at right now. So
and T.I. like, nigga, get the fuck out of here, nigga. The chip implant is the mark of the beast.
if you
these niggas in the world and shit.
You can tap into the projector and make the light code to what you want to code it and just put it on a black screen or a black surface of what we call melanin or graphite, then you can put whatever information you want to put in there.
Now, speaking of biblical terms, man, and the mark of the beast, it says in scripture that there will be a chip. That
it don't actually say it will be a chip. But you got to identify, and hey, the best people to identify what the mark of the beast is the prophets Yahweh Shema Shah, starting with GMS, Great Millstone. Yeah, they're the best ones to identify what the mark of the beast is. Coming from the elders, the apostles that's been putting in work for 20, 30, 40 years.
Be a chip that will be planted into humans.
Yeah, the hand in the forehead.
Yeah, the hand and
scratch all that damn blue light bullshit.
The forehead. Now,
I think the hand is this right here.
Oh my god! Yeah, here we go. We gotta throw this bullshit out.
And could be the phone, because there's a chip
but the phone ain't inside your hand or inside your forehead.
in the phone.
And notice the apple is bitten off.
Yeah.
Oh, now he gonna distract you with the graphics drawing of an apple being bitten. Who gives a fuck about an apple being bitten? The logo or the apple logo. That don't mean shit to me. Nigga, I mean, it has some meaning, but it's not, wow, mind blowing.
Yeah,
like that apple and Eve. Yeah, so, and then on here you have the tree of knowledge, good and evil. I can go on here and say righteous ways to eat, or I can type in.
Oh my god! See, it's funny how they doing this shit. When T.I. brings up something that's serious, it's his job to come and throw out some bullshit. Hey, look at my phone. I got an Apple phone. My phone on the Apple phone got an apple that's bitten on that bitch. Hey, ain't that part of the mark of the beast? No. Oh, but by the way, there's more distraction. More distraction. Are these people like Mark of the Beast in the test forehead? What? An injection. 6 billion souls took to merge with AI during the plan. These niggas still believing in the chip. Oh my goodness. They still thinking the Mark of the Beast is the fucking vaccine shot. Oh my goodness. These people are lost in the fucking tomato sauce. They are lost in the damn salsa sauce. They lost in the freaking, I don't know what other sauce there is. I don't know. But in the barbecue sauce, they lost in the barbecue sauce. Nothing but darkness. Shit. Jeebus is coming. Oh, that nigga's lost. Yup, blue light. What the fuck? Fiber. What? Huh? These are, hey man. A lot of these people gonna be in for a rude awakening, bro. Social credit number is, hold on, the social security number is the Mark of the Beast. You won't be able to buy. What the fuck is he talking about, nigga? We all buying shit. You got the social security number, nigga. And this place ain't destroyed yet. What the hell are you talking about? Boy, these niggas are retards. Boy. And I know they've been hearing that the Mark of the Beast of the chip ain't playing, but guess what? They rejected. But hey, man, all praise Yahweh Shema Shah for allowing you to know this stuff, and you hope and pray the Lord keep you in the know to know that continue knowing this. And keeping your faith and trust in Yahweh Shema Shah. Let me continue on with this bug out.
And big black ass shaking in the club, and you gonna see whatever you want to see. So no matter how old you is, so knowledge, good, and evil is in his phone.
Yeah, biblically it says there can't be no good without bad, no hot without cold.
That's duality.
Right. It has to, I think free will when.
No, you're off. No, you're off. There ain't no free will, bro.
When God blessed us with free will, the choice.
You know these niggas been hearing the prophets, but there's no such thing as free will. Your path is directed by the Lord. Man, let me get that. Hopefully I got it in my notes. No, that ain't it. Proverbs chapter 11 verse. Let me see. Well, this ain't it, but I'm going to read it anyway. Proverbs chapter 11 verse 5. The righteousness of the perfect shall direct his way, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness. So, if you being righteous, trying to be righteous as possible, the Lord will direct your path to a righteous path. But the wicked just be. Yeah, you keep remaining being wicked, you just be. You just gonna stay that way. I keep saying because you ain't no good. Just disregard that person. Where we at? Here we go. Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 23. O Lord Yahweh, I know the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his step. No, it's the Lord. It's not in man to direct his step. No, the Lord is directing your step, your path. It was another one. It was like he put his instructions. I forgot how it goes. Yeah, but you see that, that part, no free will. Here's another one. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 21. There are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord Yahweh that shall stand. So, the desire of man is his kindness and the poor. No, this ain't. Well, pretty much it's saying it's the Lord's in control, regardless. Man goes of the Lord. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way? He can't. It's only the Lord. The Lord making the path and the way, directing your steps. And Yahweh Shema Shah, anyway, man, there's no such thing as free will. Man, I'm tired.
To do one or the other came with it.
I noticed that red light, man.
Yeah, I know, man. Hey, they listen. They listen.
Good, man.
Oh my goodness! Now you can talk about the red light shit. Was it red light therapy and all that crap? Who cares?
But no, facts on the free will. I get that. I mean, duality is very, very. It's a thin line. Well, just like it's a thin line between love and hate.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Man, I'm going to end this conversation simply because I know you have other things to do. But I think that it's important for the message of your book and your teachings to get out there to the world. Could you leave us with what you would consider the top 3 principles from this book that someone could apply immediately?
Yeah, the first thing is get more sunlight. Get both the sons of God. S-O-N.
Huh? What the fuck you talking about, bro? Yeah. Okay.
S-U-N. They're very, very important. And realize that you are the son of God. So I say the first thing is realize that you are God. That's in God.
Now, we are gods, but we are not the Father. We damn sure ain't the Son. But we are gods. We're going to become gods, many gods.
God is illuminating through you. Realize that you was created in an image and the likeness of your creator. You have all the unique capabilities and powers to create.
Yeah, but not right now, you don't. But
Another
soon waiting, Lord willing.
thing would be take yourself serious and set high standards for yourself and work your ass off, man. Nothing comes for free. Never ask for a
All right, let's get to the next one. And that's the last video. Coming from Hopeful Way. King, it was the 2 Kings chapter 18 verse 21. And now behold, thou trustest upon the staff of this blemished reed, even upon Egypt, on which if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh king of Egypt unto all that trust on him.
I remember when I went to Disney World and I was standing by this black guy in line, and when his payment came up, he went to lift up his hand to pay and it went through. And I'm like, we're black. We don't do that. And I'm not saying that getting a chip is based off color, but what I am saying is like, there's a lot of things that black people just don't do. Like, there's a lot of black people that don't go cliff jumping, that don't go skydiving, you know, because there's certain things we don't play with because we don't.
Rock climbing or jumping in a cage where there's lions, tigers, and bears, or baboons, or gators and shit. And we're gonna pet. They're gonna be like a petting zoo. Gonna pet the wild beasts that tear your ass up. They're looking at your ass like, you look pretty tasty. Now, so there be some bug outs that do that shit, but not all shit.
No. So trusting the government with your body is crazy. Like,
yeah, knowing, and you should know the history of what Esau have done to all you blacks and Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Indians, pretty much you Israelites, and Specklebird, but I just want to say Israelites, knowing not to trust in Egypt, okay? Your government, American government, Egypt.
In your free will, you got it.
There we go again with that free will garbage. There's no such thing as free will.
Implant.
The Lord can set it up where you gonna get the chip implant, because some people are gonna be meant to be destroyed, and some people gonna be meant to be saved. You just want to pray like heaven. You don't be the one to get destroyed.
That's crazy.
Then hell, some people just ain't gonna pray because you was designed not to pray to Yahweh Shema Shah for anything. You can be designed to then be just fire tender for the fire, for the nuclear fire, and that's it. That be your purpose of living on this earth.
Maybe it's just crazy to me. To each his own. But for me and my house, we ain't going. We ain't doing.
It's easy said than done, baby. But you don't know what the situation gonna be like in that time, because we'll give you heads up if you watching and listening, or any other prophet you watch and listen. Hell, they gonna cut the electricity off, the water off, the food off. Then what? Medicine? Then what? And pretty much it's gonna get crazy and dangerous out here, and people gonna be desperate, really desperate, doing things they never thought they would do. They never thought in their whole life they would be able to do it. But they gonna be doing it.
Like, I can't.
Yeah, you want to escape shit like this? Esau have a ticket for that escape, for you to escape that craziness, a chip implant. But the prophets of Yahweh Shema Rashad telling you, hey, the Lord has a ticket for you. You guys be faithful and patient in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Shoot, yeah. But salvation is for the Lord. And Esau got destruction. That chip.
My head around putting something in my body that will be my ID, the way I pay, the way I'm tracked. Like, I don't trust it. Like, it just seems like there's like a loophole or something. Like, kind of how they did with the coke shops, you know? Allegedly. I don't know. Something about it just does.
Allegedly, that shit same way with that. But it wasn't so, how you say, it's not going to be as hardcore. Because these niggas, Esau going to go hardcore when it comes to that chip implant. People going to be dying if they refuse to take it. Oh yeah, thrown in prison, die, executed. It's going to get crazy, extreme.
Doesn't feel right. Like, maybe I'm watching too much conspiracy talk. But I don't know. Y'all tell me. Would you get it? Would you get it?
Nope. But like I said, it's easier said than done. That's why we got to seek the Lord, repent, try to build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh Shema Shah. Man, I don't know why I'm still sleepy. I ain't been getting no sleep since the last video. But I am sleepy right now. I'm supposed to cut my front yard. I said, screw that shit. I'll do that later. It might be best to leave it that way for a while. Make it look like, yeah, you know, because, hey, when that time comes, you got a little gas in your lawnmower. I don't think you want to cut your yard too much, especially when the time comes where gas is going to be really, it's going to be needed. A lot of people gonna need gasoline or something. They see your yard cut, they be like, "Oh, his yard is cut. I might need to pay this person a visit. He might have some food in their house too." But if his yard was looking raggedy as hell and weed tasted, they probably won't even bother. I don't know. But anyway, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And what won't tarry? Prophecies. Like that chip implant that's not going to delay, it's not going to slow down for anybody's sake. No, the Lord's bringing it forward, and plus the Lord's speeding up time for his people, the elect of Israel. So we want this to come. We want this to happen. We don't know how it's going to play out, but all we care for is to get the heck on out of here. But we ain't going to just get out of here. It ain't going to be that easy like some of these dumbass Christians be talking. So we going to get raptured. Nigga, there ain't gonna be no rapture. I mean, there's a deliverance, but you gotta go through some shit, and it's called Jacob's trouble. And hell, you want to pray that you be saved out of it, out of Jacob's trouble. And the only way you're gonna be saved out of it, well, I wouldn't say definitely to be sure, but one way to some stages to being saved is, seek the prophets. This one is stages up. It's all up to Yahweh by Shema Shah. Well, that's all I got to say. But seek the Lord by seeking his prophets and take heed what to say and try to build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh by Shema. Hold on. I can't talk about that damn phone. Yeah, I can't talk through my ringtone. But let me start over. Seek the Lord by seeking his prophets and take heed to what to say and try to build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh by Shema Shah. By praying Yahweh by Shema Shah, praising Yahweh by Shema Shah, worshiping Yahweh by Shema Shah, fearing Yahweh by Shema Shah, and repenting to Yahweh by Shema Shah. To all the men out there pushing this truth and none but the truth in the name, spirit, and power of Yahweh by Shema Shah. Keep on preaching, keep on teaching, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah, stay humble. And for you few sisters out there taking heed, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah, stay humble, stay in order with your man. If you ain't got no man, stay in order. Yahweh Shema Shah. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Shalom.